how to integrate email with site content. So we talked about this a little bit with having a content strategy. We think that planning website content is the biggest and toughest piece to get right, and everything else is essentially micro content versions of the website.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, so what we think of when we're planning is this good enough that it would work in a subject line? It's a really high level or a high bar, a high standard to think about a headline as a subject line. Does this matter?
It forces you to distill it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what we do is we apply that level of critique when we're planning the larger format for the website. We're thinking ahead to those other iterations and saying, does this matter? Does anyone care?
I would even say writing the headline first for pieces of content is probably a good exercise to know if it's going to be worthwhile or good.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that sort of smell test on does this matter, it really comes together in the blog or the services page headline, and then depending on how you utilize it in your other places, you're deciding, is this worthy of a subject line? And so subject lines need to be fairly timely. They need to be something that adds a lot of value to the recipient. We've talked before about whether the advertiser or the publisher's making the first move or the customer's making the first move. With email, the advertiser or the publisher, the company trying to sell something is making the first move. So that email's got to really offer something of value. So when we send email, we're pretty much trying to give away our content and our ideas and our expertise and our knowledge of how to do this marketing thing well. But we're not pushing a lot of salesy types of information. We're trying to give in order to earn some trust and some relationship and get. Yeah. So the classic kind of the classic kind of move of online marketing. So and of course to Chris, to your point, it's a little different for e-commerce where you have some data. You know somebody just looked at that product and you're trying to get them back in the cart. That's a little bit of a different animal.
But I do think that comment still stands. Like you should be giving value more than you're selling.
Absolutely.
Even if you're e-commerce, it should be jab right.
Always. Yeah, and for e-commerce that can be a testimonial or a review that they didn't. Maybe it was on the page, but it would have been obviously low priority. Or if you've got some enhanced content like video, you can follow up with. That's a good way to use email for e-commerce to kind of engage people a little differently than they typically engage on a product site. All right, this has been, is email dead? The answer is no. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.